What's up, everybody? Today we're talking Bill Maher's use of the N-word controversy and Thunder Thighs goes viral, and a lot more on Black Hollywood Lives this week.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live this week.
Hey, y'all know how this shit go. You know, all eyes on
I like Courtney got the cool dance. Like hers is just like. See, I feel like this one you gotta be like, you gotta really.
Really? He might be TLC so bad.
Right.
Like that's a whole lot. But
Wait, did you see their new?
Way back.
back.
I'm not mad at it. I like it.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Black Hollywood Live this week. I am your host, Dario Kristen. Joining me today in her very bright,
Looking like Beyonce from Lemonade.
Because I was trying to bring sunshine because I woke up and I was real hostile this morning and like it was gray and it was cold and it was slightly damp. I was supposed to get my car washed, but it was like wet. So I was like, I ain't get my car washed. I need some sunshine because I knew I was gonna be in a crazy day, and it was a crazy day because it's been a crazy week.
It's crazy day. And that's Courtney Stewart, by the way.
Sorry,
she just
y'all.
cut off
I just cut it
my whole
off.
thing with her story, but go ahead.
Sorry, it was a long ass story. Anyway, that's why my yellow bright ass shirt is on, because I was trying to bring joy into my own life. So that I was positive and joyful when I was on camera tonight.
It does. When I came in and saw it,
gives
it reflected
energy.
positivity
Yes,
on me.
that
As I
was the
told you, I
goal.
wasn't in the best mood today, but it does bring a little happiness to my face
There
with
you
the
go.
brightness.
That was
you know?
for y'all.
And you got the cool shades
was
on,
for
too.
y'all.
She's just looking at her brush.
Possibly.
I don't have enough for Dario.
Oh, here we go. On that note, hey, and DJ Jesse J in the house. You got your, you look like you about to go out to the club.
Baby,
You're
last
trying to
night-
show the little nip-nips.
No.
So I've been doing this new thing because I've been working
Working out at 3 o'clock in the morning.
with these bodybuilders.
You go to, how do
Yes.
you do it?
I don't know.
How do
It's
you,
really
because
hard.
what time do you go to bed? Or
I
you're
try
not
to
going
take a
bed?
night. I try to take a nap between like 7 and 10. Then I get there by midnight, and then I work out with these like crazy bodybuilder guys, and who know what the heck they're doing. But like
When I'm real fine, I saw him on camera.
the thing is
Follow
that
Instagram stories, DJ Jesse J.
like when I go work out, I work out for like 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm like, good. These they have me for 4 hours.
yeah, just
every-
lifting
like, I'm
and
like-
pushing and
But it's all in the pre-workout.
The
like
protein and all that stuff. But we, you know, obviously going to get into our great story today. We were playing Tupac to celebrate All Eyes on Me, which comes out June 16th. We're not, you know, it's not there yet. I saw it. I'm not allowed to give any information until next week, but you'll want to see it. That's all I got to say. You'll want to see it. Okay, so back to this workout thing. You work out at 3 in the morning and you take
No. I work out at midnight until about 3,
4 in the
3:30.
morning.
and then you go home and go to bed. Like, you
I go
know,
home, I take
you
a
take a protein
shake,
shake.
I usually smoke my blunt, and
Okay.
then I watch the View from the day before, and then I go to bed.
Okay.
And then by the time I go to bed, the View's coming back on for me to
And
wake
he done
up.
messed up my life because he used to be up slightly early at like 8 o'clock and like going to work out and then getting some chicken and stuff, and he would Insta
You said
stories.
chicken.
So I would just listen to his Insta stories while I was getting up and like cleaning my house and like preparing for my.
But now you get to see my motivation from the
But
night
now I
before.
but I was looking at last night like, oh damn, you was in the gym for like 2 hours and I was sitting on the couch eating a Klondike bar.
Y'all, but when
Wait, do
you
you typically work out for that long each time?
only with them.
Okay. Okay.
Like-
I'm like, wow, that's really
No,
intense.
never in my life. Like,
Like, wow.
at 3 o'clock, I think we're done, and they're like cardio. I'm like,
What? Who do that?
yeah, all
Who do
right, but
that?
I'm trying to get the change. I'm trying to get this chest into something, turn it into
He's
something.
doing
I
that
don't
summer
know.
body. I'm the other summer body meme that was like, this is it, y'all. This is what for summer is.
I mean,
This
I'm
is my
not there.
summer
I got
body.
like a 4-pack and a Capri Sun, so I'm not like at the 6-pack
You
yet.
said a 4-pack. Hey, a 4-pack is good though.
4-pack's real cute. Got a little. You know,
I'm like a little
Capri.
3-pack, and I'm gonna get to the 6 by
scoop.
the scoop. I just need the hardest part is honestly below the belly. I know this ain't no workout show, but I'm sure anybody.
It's
who
a
does work
relatable
out-
show.
It's a relatable show.
And we're
That is
talking
the-
about this week.
That's the hardest part to me, to get the belly fat from underneath the belly. You know what I mean?
I got some stuff from Herbalife for you.
Okay, because I want it to be natural too, because I don't want my liver messed up.
I'ma
You know,
tell
because a lot
y'all.
of people been giving me supplements to take, and I'm
it's
like,
not
hold on,
like-
I don't want to burn nothing that's in 20 years from now, 30 years from now, I'm gonna have liver issues.
I got
you know?
2
Yes, he
quarter
drinks vodka.
moons of an oblique and like a little would have been a fetus situation. So it just
Wait,
is
what?
what
Wait,
it
what?
is. It's like when you have the pudge.
Did you just reveal something?
No, it's when you have the pudge and you're female because you have your womb.
Oh, well,
right
honey, you
there.
don't need to be
So you
female
have the
because I
pudge
got
right
a little
there.
fetus sitting here too. A little baby
That's
kangaroo.
what I'm saying. The baby
You know,
fetus underneath.
like
the-
Halle Berry said, I was just eating some steak and
That is
fries,
not
and then I
true.
popped up.
I
Like
do not
everybody was
believe
like,
that.
"Oh my God, she's pregnant!" I actually
There's
thought
no
she was
way she
pregnant.
just
I
ate
thought
some
she was
steak and
pregnant.
fries.
She's
I did.
pregnant. She's probably just not at the month where
But
she
did you
wants to
die
tell
at the
yet.
meme that I sent you where it said, "Oh, I thought the Lord
Yes,
gave us Whitney
I
Houston
literally
back,"
fell on the floor.
and it was Halle Berry.
Like I did fall on the floor. I was on the couch and I fell on the
Wow.
floor because I was like, "That's me! I know!"
I think it's going to be revealed this
I was
year.
like, "Why Halle Berry didn't play Whitney in the movie?"
That's messed up.
All
And
right.
we know she played a good crackhead. Didn't y'all see Jungle Fever?
She did.
So did. Okay.
did.
But we talking about Tupac, right? So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but so Urban Outfitters and Forever 21 are getting sued because, and it blows my mind that this is even a story actually, because this is something that happens in the fashion, and you know this,
All the
in
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of ballsy for Forever 21 and Urban Outfitters to do something like this, but it's probably like they're so big that like whatever, we'll pay
They don't
whatever
care.
fee.
They're just like whatever.
So basically, this Tupac shirt got released with the All Eyes on Me coming out, and
And Kylie Jenner's wearing it? No, I'm kidding. Doesn't that kind of look like Kylie Jenner?
Don't they all?
that
these
looked
days?
like a
That's true.
Party Express version of Kylie Jenner.
That's
Like she
true.
wanted to be Kylie Jenner for Halloween.
That's
So I know
true.
I'm so not excited about All Eyes on Kylie or
Oh, that's the real thing.
Yeah, that's the real
Kylie
thing.
Life
Like
or
Kylie
whatever.
Life
I don't
or
know what it's
whatever,
called,
yeah.
but I was like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
this ain't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, so basically, the photographer who took this picture of Tupac from a Rolling Stone magazine is like, hold up.
Y'all did not pay me to license that picture.
I ain't
So he
mad at
wants $600,000. He wants all the inventory to be destroyed.
Woo. Destroy the inventory?
That's
I mean, that makes sense. Like, you can't keep on
No,
unless they.
I want the $600,000 and plus whatever proceeds from the sales of those shirts because them shirts are selling.
Yeah, I wouldn't be trying to burn
You
them.
ain't gotta
Yeah.
burn them.
Yeah.
I ain't that kind of artist.
He wants it destroyed. He
He's
doesn't.
not a very
He's
good
an
businessman
artist.
then.
He's an artist.
Yeah.
Child, you a photographer. Like, I can't. Just sell the shirt today on Forever 21. Let them give you your money and your coin. But I wanted to put this on here because I think it's important for like kids who are out here now creating. Everyone's just like, oh, maybe I can create a T-shirt company. And you guys,
Licensing.
you
Gotta
got to pay
license.
attention to the wording that you
Copyright.
use on there. When anytime there's money involved, or you use a picture of somebody, or you just think
A
you
picture
found-
that you didn't take.
Right.
like that belongs to somebody, even though it's out there. That belongs to somebody, and they can come after you because once they see like this, Forever 21 making all this money, it's like, well, hold up, you making money off my art.
My work.
So it'll be interesting to see. Forever 21 and Urban Outfitters haven't said anything yet, but they aren't new to this. I mean, this
No.
isn't new to them because just for Coachella, sued them for the Coachella shirts. So.
Yeah.
No.
And who knows? I mean, here's the thing. He's asking for $600,000. Who knows how much they really made already off these shirts? So
Exactly.
that's probably
They'll
nothing for them.
settle
You know what I mean?
perfectly
They'll
fine.
be like,
Like,
okay,
here.
$600,000. That's what you want, and then they'll go and make like $5 million.
Yeah,
off
because
of
that
it, you know what
shirt,
I mean?
It's the-
$25-$30.
Yeah, because it's the concept of like it's easier to ask forgiveness than it is to ask for permission.
Absolutely.
So if you
Music
ask for-
labels used to
yeah.
do it all the time.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, speaking of permission, Blackish star Yara Shahidi, congratulations, girl, because she
Shout
got
out.
accepted to
Big.
Harvard, darling, Harvard.
She can act and she's
Accepted
smart.
and she gonna win.
Right.
Okay, so I really wanted to put this
With the
story
Obama
here.
girls.
Yes. And that's why I wanted to put this story here because I think that this is kind of a mark in history, or maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that this is kind of a mark in history in television. Here's why. So we always see like the Cosby Show. We see these young stars grow up in whatever the show is that they were on.
Yeah.
But then once that show's done, you never kind of see that continuation, and then it's kind of like, oh, they aren't young and cute anymore. We didn't see that growing process.
Yeah.
She's about to star in the new show College-ish, which is a spin-off of Blackish. And I just think it's so dope that she's going to be experiencing college as
she
she's...
is acting on the show.
Yeah,
that's
and
dope.
especially to have that experience with like Obama's girls and just be fresh in it. She said I've worked half of my life already, and the fact that you get to pay your school, you gotta get to watch yourself from before college through college to college. I just think I love that Blackish is doing that. I thought Modern Family actually would have caught on to it a lot quicker. for whatever reason. But I'm really excited about it, and I would be interested. Hopefully, this school at College-ish will be a Ivy school. That'll be cool.
I feel like
I think that would be a nice twist if she was at an Ivy school
Yeah.
instead of a HBC
Like a
Different World
like
was.
Different
Even though I
World.
loved the
I
Different
still
World.
watch the reruns of Different
I
World.
still
mean,
watch
come
it
on.
all the time, and when it was on Hulu
Yeah.
or Netflix, whichever one it was on, I was like, "Thank you,
Yeah.
Jesus," because I could watch the whole thing. But it is, I think it would be cool to sort of see it in an Ivy setting, with the different dynamics that occur when you go to those.
I agree. And then it's interesting. I feel like Harvard has been in the news a lot with us
They
in the
sure
last 6
have.
months about
brother.
things that that they're really
those
trying to.
boys with the Facebook page
The 10 guys that got kicked
hanging
out.
the Mexicans. I
It's
can't.
a lot. It's been a variety. So I feel like this is, they've been trying to, but on the flip side, for African Americans, I feel like there's been some really positive things.
Yeah,
like
they had that big graduation for the first one for
they
just
had
the black
the
students.
student who is the
Yeah.
rapper.
He did a rap album
thesis?
for his thesis.
his thesis.
Yeah.
So I mean, there is positive things that are still coming out of the university
Yeah.
versus just the negative things that we hear a lot of times.
And
So.
it's still the top institution
mean, listen,
in our country.
right.
I mean, it's a big deal.
You get respect when you go to Harvard.
It's a big deal, guys.
You could be
So Yara, you got this, girl.
whatever your major is. You
Go
get
her
respect.
for doing that and doing
That's
a
right.
show. Like, I don't know how you gonna pull that off, but
Yeah.
do it, girl.
Well, then I thought it would be weird if she was in a show called College-ish and she had never been to college.
But they do that.
Well,
all the
I mean, I
time.
know, but
Yeah.
like,
That's
I don't know.
That's acting.
I know,
That's
but that's what I'm saying. This to me is like a mark because it's kind of like we are watching her.
Well, I think the cool
In
thing
that
about
sense,
that
yeah.
though is that while I don't know shooting schedule wise if they're just gonna do like summer shoots and then she'll only have like a few episodes in the fall while she's in school and then she'll shoot again in summers. Like I don't know how that's gonna work, but I do think it'll be. I don't know what her full involvement is in the show if she has any kind of producer role in it at all. But I think it'll be cool to have that sort of perspective if she's actually getting to influence
Yeah.
portions of the scripts sort of as she goes along through her college education, and I think that'll bring some interesting levity to it because she's already a brilliant girl. She already speaks
Right.
out like
Beautiful.
about lots of things, and I think that her experience in college and studying and what that's like would really inform whatever art she's also doing. So it would be cool to see how that sort of lines up and ends up lining up if it does. I don't know what the role is.
You know, who she kind of reminds me of in this picture, maybe Jennifer Freeman, who used to be on My Wife and Kids.
Yes.
Ish.
Yes.
Ish.
I get that.
Ish.
I like that.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see the show. Congratulations, girl. And then you know what I did see a clip of though, that I've been kind of like skeptical about.
Okay.
What?
Raven's House.
I like the trailer. Did
no,
you like
yeah,
the trailer?
that's what I was like.
You did?
It actually
Okay.
made me genuinely
I
laugh.
want to see it.
And it made me really
It
want
looked
to see
interesting.
Because
I was obsessed with-
confused with how they were gonna do it, but everyone's personality fit perfectly. with
Yeah.
Charlotte. Like I'm actually like really.
I was super into That's So Raven, so
Yeah, me
I
too.
was like, oh, okay. I didn't know if I'd buy her as mom
Yeah.
for all these kids, and I did in that little clip.
Listen,
I don't know if I
Boy
will.
Meets, what is it? Boy Meets World was
That
the
was-
original show,
I
but then
didn't
what was the
like that.
Girl
Meets World?
I didn't like
If
it.
those two can be, if Topanga and what's his name can be the parents, then anybody can be.
But I didn't like Girl Meets World.
Yeah, I didn't really.
well, it got canceled too, I think.
Yeah, it's
But they're bringing
it
back
lasted
Sister to
for
Sister
two.
too. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
Sister.
I mean, I want to see what they do with it. I don't know if I'm like sold, but I'll watch.
I think it'd be
to find
interesting for
out.
them to be like those two to follow their lives now as their parents or.
Yeah, but the
married.
thing is like they had a reality show.
True.
So
I
it's
already
like, now this
saw
is gonna
them
be
as parents and
scripted.
having babies.
True.
So
I
it's
didn't think
kinda-
about that.
I agree
That's
with
true.
that.
And
That's
it's like
true.
they're not like those funny little like girls
Yeah.
anymore. So I don't know, like that.
that's a
one-
good point.
I'm excited because I love that show. And then
Yeah.
what you can have Roger come in looking all fine, like
But they have to have Roger.
They have to have
Otherwise,
Roger.
it's like not a
It's
thing.
not a thing.
well,
Yeah.
one of them should end up with Roger, and like they ended up having kids.
One of them should be married to Roger.
Because that would be crazy. Roger grew up looking that fine, and then none of them.
And
wanted
then they
him.
got with him.
Urkel
Well,
got
we'll
his
see.
girl,
Urkel did get his girl.
Did he? He ended up with Laura?
didn't he?
I don't
thought so.
remember how it ended.
Yeah, the very end.
Oh, no.
Stefan ended up with Laura. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I
Wait, I
swear
don't
to
know.
God.
I really don't remember how Family
I
Matters
remember he was.
ended.
I don't remember. It's been too long.
Do y'all remember? Tell us.
I'm gonna
Tell
look
us.
it up. Go into your
'Cause
story.
we don't know
and
what to
I'm gonna-
remember.
All
I
right.
gotta find mine real quick because I just like left my
Tweet
email.
us and let us know. If,
Tweet us and let us
if
know
that's who.
I want Urkel, but like if Stefan ended up with her, that wasn't really Urkel.
No, I know, and I think it was Stefan.
Because he
to
took
be
drugs,
honest.
didn't he? Like and like fell out, and like he had a concoction that he would
He
drink to become
did.
Stefan.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
he did.
remember, I'm pretty sure he became. I'm pretty
He
sure that-
permanently became
yeah,
Stefan.
and I think that's how it ended.
I think that's a horrible commentary on humans.
I,
Oh my God! Because the nerd wins in the end.
He
Like,
should.
Because Urkel would have gone to Harvard and like been freaking Facebook Finder like in San Francisco, and then you want to marry him.
Urkel created Black Twitter.
Urkel created blackpeoplemeet.com.
He did. He actually he did. You guys are crazy.
Okay, so while they're doing whatever they're doing, we'll jump into some more stories. So this is kind of a good news story, sort of. So Uber has been in the news a lot.
A lot.
They were in the
Just took one
news
over here to the studio.
because of issues with Trump, because the CEO was sort of hanging out with Trump and trying to be an advisor, and people were boycotting and upset. And then more recently, they were having all kind of sexual harassment claims that were sort of getting a lot of legs through the industry. And in the last week or so, they have fired 20 of their employees, including some senior executives, after an investigation into their corporate culture revealed that there were like 200 sexual harassment and other workplace misconduct claims. On Tuesday, the company had a big meeting for all 12,000 of their employees where they discussed all the findings, because they basically had somebody come in and like research the company and like figure out what was really going on. So they had a meeting. So after they fired those 20 people, they had a meeting for the 12,000 employees, and 40 additional employees were either reprimanded or referred to counseling and training for their behavior. And they also set up a hotline where their employees and former employees can file complaints, so that you have a resource to actually go to, because the word is that their HR department was not really giving much credence to the complaints that they were receiving, and that's why so many built up so quickly. And it was just a really bad environment in terms of sexual harassment over at Uber. And they also have a broader report
How do
that
you know my team?
is going to be coming from former Attorney General Eric Holder, that's due out next week, which is going to detail recommendations for how Uber should address and remediate its entire workplace culture, because they think that the entire culture of the workplace at Uber is screwed up.
Right.
And Uber, it's a big deal because Uber is kind of becoming the test case for sexual harassment, discrimination, and basically the lack of women and how women are treated
Right.
in Silicon Valley. And they seem to be like prime example of the hot messery that exists. And so, but they also seem to be trying to take action to make that not the case. So that is a big deal and a big
Which I do
finding
like
of the
that
week.
they do seem to jump on it as soon
Yeah.
as something
They are.
kind of comes about.
Maybe not as soon as, but now that there's proof
This
that
is
there's
just
a
a
lot.
hard thing to
It's
really
tough.
control. Like, I mean, this is why I don't do it. Like, I've had horror cases. Not that I've had anything serious like this happen, but I mean, I've just been in situations where if I was a female, or if it was, I mean, even the day we went to go see the Rihanna thing, that girl, and she was just still at your house.
Oh,
I
that's
was
true.
like,
Yeah, she
oh.
had, well, because they retained the information.
Yeah.
Like-
but it's also not just the drivers. Like, I mean, they fired some higher level executives.
Yeah.
So
Like
it was
that.
something from top down that
Absolutely.
was an issue that needed to be worked through. And at a minimum, at least they hired people to look into what's really
Absolutely.
going on and how
they're trying
can
to
we
make the
fix this
change.
and making a change.
Well, and I want to give a shout out to Apple executive Bose St. John. She's a friend of mine. She is leaving Apple Music to go be an executive over at Uber. And if you Google her, look her up, she's like, on Forbes,
Yeah.
top list of top executive black women. She's doing
Girl,
her thing.
hook me up with a job at Apple.
Well, you better get her before she leaves.
I know, she's
so
leaving.
Yeah, you
she's
watching this
literally
right now?
leaving, but she's going over to Uber to kind of assess the situations, and
Yeah,
and I
and
know
just
with
try to
her
make some
under her
changes.
management and leadership, it's going to be some good
Yeah.
things that come out of that.
So changes happening at Uber.
Yeah.
We just hope that doesn't increase the surge prices. What?
Right.
Right, yeah, that's what-
So as
yeah.
I did my really important research, you guys, so we was all wrong. So Stefan got ill and sick, and he morphed back into Steve, and then him and Laura had a baby, Stephanie Lauren Urkel.
Somebody made that up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
They did not have no baby.
I was like, I don't remember a baby.
No.
That's how it should have ended. You.
That's how it should have ended.
Okay, because I was like, I don't remember.
They
a
did end
baby.
up together, y'all.
They
That's fine.
didn't. Laura Winslow went about her way.
No,
Steve
she didn't.
Urkel went
Girl,
about his
we
way.
are not destroying America, okay? Trump has already done it.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay. Well, speaking of destroying America and everybody's dreams, Bill Cosby was in court this week, guys.
Okay, wait, one other question. Pill Cosby. Wendy Williams did not create that.
No, that was a drink
Thank
that
you.
was created
It was
at
at
a
an airport,
restaurant or
yeah, a
something.
restaurant at an airport.
In D.C.
In
or
DC,
something.
yeah.
She's trying to claim
Yeah.
it, though?
No.
She said that she made it up 2 days ago. I'm like, girl.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
This
No, that was a
article happened
drink,
like
yeah.
a month ago.
And then she said that Times Magazine, because they used the word Pill Cosby, she was saying that they used it because of her show. I'm like, all right, I just want to say.
I mean, in terms of the magazine doing it, that's possible.
possible,
if that's
but-
where they heard her talking,
Right,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, so.
But
the
was
name has been. I'm like, I swear I've heard.
Yeah,
it.
no, the name has been out there
But that's also not to say that I don't know that she hasn't said it
before that.
years
That's true.
ago, like when it
That's
first
very
was
true.
coming out, because she
That's-
was very clearly anti-Bill.
Right, that's true.
So it's
Oh,
very
I see.
possible that
It is
she
very
said it
possible.
before.
That's true.
So anyway, that being said, Pill, Bill, whoever you are, Blind Bill, wherever we go, was in court this week because, you know, his whole pilled and drugged a chick and made love to her is on trial. And but the real story this week is that Keisha Knight Pulliam, who played Rudy Huxtable on The Cosby Show, was basically the only person by his side on the first day of his trial, which was on Monday. And she literally was linked arm walking him in, and she got quite a bit of flack on social media for like, why is she there? What is she doing? Blah, 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 blah. And she told ABC News, quote, that it was really important for me to show my support to Mr. Cosby. At the end of the day, it's the jury's job to discern the truth. It's easy to be supportive when things are great, when things are good. Everyone goes through adversity. Everyone's human. It's not my job to decide guilt or innocence. So she defended herself and said she was perfectly within her, you know, right?
She just want to be in FX's American Crime when they do that.
I just feel
Listen,
like
she needs some good press right now anyway
See,
because all that stuff that was going down.
But see,
with
I don't
her.
even think that. Like, I don't know that that's good press. I think she just wants to
I
be
should say
in press
press.
right now
Yeah, I'm sorry.
based on
sorry,
what's
I used the word
happening.
good loosely. I didn't mean to say the word
Yeah.
good. That was the wrong word to use. She wants press.
If she wasn't having baby daddy issues, then I would feel like that was like a legit statement. She was just like, this is the man I knew and this is what I do,
Right.
so I'm trying to support him. But the fact that she got her baby daddy business all over everything and every gossip website.
Everything. And the bad ones,
And it's
too.
not cute at all. Girl, you were like Spellman and you were supposed
beautiful.
to be right. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. She seemed like the normal
It
one.
felt very like, I'm just trying to get press.
Yeah.
moment.
Now, granted, maybe if there's some things that went down, you know, that are true with what she's saying with the baby daddy, that maybe
But there's a reason it's in the public eye.
true. You're right.
And you
You're right.
put it there. Because if what's going down with your baby daddy, you still could have kept it private.
That's very true. I just find it interesting that she showed up. Even Camille has not showed up. They
Well,
keep
that's
talking
the
about
big
that.
thing. Camille hasn't shown up, and like usually in any kind of sexual harassment,
The
sexual
wives or the
act-
partner is
right,
always
the wife
there.
and partner is
Yeah.
there for the defense
Absolutely.
because it shows that like, well, if the wife is here and she's okay, like this lady might be off. And the accuser she was on the stand this week and did her thing. Angela Constant, I don't know.
Which her case is kind of hard too. 'cause
It all,
kinda
it's
like-
all
It's all
hard.
hard.
It's so fucked
It's
up.
all
Like,
hard.
Like,
It's
girl,
all
you
fucked up.
was up in that room.
We talked about the last time we actually talked about it on our show was quite a while ago, and we kind of like have avoided stories about it since. And I
Yeah.
want to continue to avoid it because I don't even want to talk
It's so-
about it.
It's tough for me. It really is tough for me to talk about Bill Cosby. You know, we grew up to him. We watched the Cosby Show. So to think, and then here's the thing: he's such a supporter of like, you know, HBCUs and black youth. And I just don't. In my mind, I'm in denial that any of this is true. Even though deep down inside, I'm like, there's always an element of truth when you have this many.
Well, it's funny because I watched the Leah Remini thing, right, with
Yeah.
Scientology, and so like, you know me, I'll fill up a conspiracy like a coloring book. So she
said
obviously
like a
talks
coloring book.
about all these different situations and things and how they try to destroy you, and so then you see something like this and you like, I don't want to believe it because it's like it's Bill Cosby, like, but then you see the clip of him walking out of the thing and he's like, hey, 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 and it's like, oh, don't ever do that, Bill. Like, he just looks a little too unbothered, a little too, I don't know, like.
I don't like, and it's harder because I'm a woman, and so
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm all about understanding that victims have been suppressed so often in so many different ways, and women in general, sexuality, like, oh, you shouldn't have been there, or oh, you
Right.
should have known not to drink this, and that, like, that's not fair, and all of that is a mess. So in the end, as I usually say, just damn it, Bill, for fucking up and putting yourself in a situation to even be accused of any of this, which is probably where Camila's at. Like, you shady motherfucker, I let you cheat all these years and you don't put yourself in a
got caught.
position where somebody could do this. So in the end, is it all true? Probably not. Is some of it true? Probably. But I also know that falling on the side of the in the phase where a lot of it happened. Like this last lady, it happened recently. It was in the 90s, so or early 2000s, or it was 90s. It was the 90s. What I don't remember what the year limitation is, but so his understanding and recognition of what that is may have been very different, because what was happening, like when they had all that stuff at the Playboy Mansion and all that stuff that was going on, it doesn't make it right. It just means that the understanding of what was acceptable and right and okay was very different than what we define it as now.
Right.
So I could see in that time you really did think ain't nothing wrong with what you was doing and whatever. But then when you came up in 1996 and you still doing the same thing, like there's a different understanding at this point of what rape is, what no is, what actually incapacitated women, like that's a different understanding. So it sucks and it's awful and it's terrible, but he definitely did something. But I just don't know at 85 if we care. Like I just don't. I just want it to go away.
It's gonna be interesting. That's all I got to say.
Because even if he's like, okay, so he's found guilty and he goes to jail and he dies like 2 days later, because his ego can't handle it or whatever it is. Like it's just like, what was all that for?
I mean, if he did it, people want justice. You know, I get it, but
I just wish that
That's
like
crazy. I wish we wanted justice for all these other things so bad.
I mean, that's true.
I just wish Bill didn't pill people.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't even know how
I don't-
you.
Because
I don't know
even
how you
if,
But I mean, that's not a
legally, it's
conversation
not a
we
big
can really
deal.
get into, because
Like,
we could never even like try to think as to why someone could do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I know the three of us, and there's no way possible that we could honestly try to even like.
But if you
evaluate-
want
No,
to
I
be
couldn't
like
even do
a
that.
shady mofo, like you a shady mofo, but like how you gonna be a shady mofo, but then trying to be for the elevation
Like,
of the
everybody's
people?
dead. Yeah.
That's what the big.
That's why
it's
it's-
one
yeah.
thing to just be a regular person and just be fucking up, but when you trying to be the like gold standard of what we as people should be, and then you doing that.
Everyone got demons, but
You,
those are
you
some
got
demons.
that, but that's
those
some
are
deep.
demons.
That
Those
is
are
some
dark.
like.
Yeah, but
you-
see, my thing is like
you're
it's
being
such
malicious.
but it's such an arrogance level. It's not. It's beyond a demon. It's a arrogance level that you think that you have that much power that
To
you can
just-
just do that to somebody.
Well, it's funny
You know
because
what I
Star
mean?
Jones on Wendy, she was talking. I really liked her breakdown of the jurors because she was like, you know, in order for Bill to really have a chance at this, his jurors would have to be middle-aged men who have been in a role of power, who understand what it's like to have women working under them. And then the juror that would be good to prosecute him would be women in the workforce, not brand new to the workforce, but they
Yeah.
would have to have been in there for a few years and either never have had a bad experience.
Have been in an experience
in-
where they felt like they couldn't
Yeah.
speak
They couldn't
up
speak
because
up,
they
yeah.
were just trying to keep their jobs. Like it. 'Cause
I would feel like it'd be more like that than.
well, because like nowadays, I feel like there's still women that are like, I feel like I can't say it, but the idea that you should come forward and you should be empowered and you shouldn't have to take that kind of shit from people is way different than like Mad Men's Don Draper in
Oh, sure.
1965.
Yeah, absolutely,
But we
yeah.
laugh, but that's what
I mean,
Bill
that's right.
Cosby
That's
came
right.
up in.
Yeah.
Like that's what was acceptable behavior towards women. Like it wasn't a big deal. Like nobody cared. Even if women cared, they only cared to each other. They weren't trying to like step out and, you know, over.
But see, you've just allowed Bill. You've allowed yourself to. You've allowed your ego to inflate too much when you're at that point because you done forgot about what you're actually out here promoting, which is family, health, life, and all that kind of shit.
He didn't forget because in his mind, those both can exist and should exist. Because where he was at then, it made sense. That's how the way of the world was.
Okay,
That's
I
what
find,
was
I find it
acceptable.
more
Like
interesting though
the
that most of the
pills.
people that he pilled were obviously white women too. Like that's a whole other. I don't even want to start getting into the race aspect of it, but that's deep. You know what I mean? Like sure, Beverly Johnson. You know, there were 2 black women, maybe two total.
No, most of them.
Some
are
people
white.
dispute the Beverly Johnson.
Well, they do dispute that, but the majority of the women were white women. You know, and
It's just I can understand you thinking that these two things can live. Like you can have your dark secrets, go out and mess around, and do what you want,
Sure.
and then still be like, "Hey guys, ding!"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
people been doing it for
I feel
years.
like like you see someone like an Andy Cohen does something.
But
like
he's
that.
the same
But
thing
then he's
is-
drugging people. Like
He
you're.
is, yes, and I'm not putting this in the same character in the same respect, but he comes from the same school of like a Roger Ailes who
True.
has left Fox News.
That's true.
They did not see, and because they think they come from a place where that's standard practice. it's not a big deal that we sexually harass
But I
women.
said that's ego.
what women-
That's ego and power.
It's not just ego and power.
For
it's
them,
also,
absolutely.
No,
I mean,
but
it brings me to
it's
Trump
also
and what's his name in that
culture.
video.
And it's also culture,
culture?
and because we accepted that
culture.
for years.
Yeah, come on.
Are you
I'm
kidding?
talking about drugging. What are you talking about? Like,
No, but power.
We're
The
talking
reason-
about
power, yeah.
But
exerting.
that comes from it when they think, okay, well, you know what, you aren't gonna listen to me, little bitch. Okay, well,
And it's not even listen. It's just that I don't want the work to have to put. I have the privilege to do this to you because I'm the male that can do something for you, so you should be able to do something for me.
and then when you're done, I want
It's
you
the
to
casting
be, I
couch
want you to
with a
be
pill.
confused about it, to
Exactly.
think that maybe you were a part of it.
And it's no different than somebody giving somebody too much alcohol and thinking that, like, oh, you know, you overserved this
Right.
person, and they maybe should be more aware of what they're being served and how much they've had. But at the same time, you're like, here, girl, have another drink. No.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take advantage of them because they are obviously inebriated.
Right.
And
But to me, that ain't even fine to be taken
but
as
now,
somebody
but that's
inebriated,
nowadays.
I mean, you want to look like. I mean, you don't want nobody just like. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
But you're also speaking in 2017 brain.
And I mean, again, yeah, and
Okay.
like with
and
sane humans,
it's a different power. I don't have that mentality.
And that's also been further defined for you because we're still in a place where we're trying to define, well, rape in college, but both people are drunk. Like, but it's the guy's fault still. Like, we don't really. Is he really have? But she was drunk too. Like, we don't have those definitions completely cut in stone. Other than saying, well, if she says no, she says no. But what if she can't say no because she's not? Has all her faculties, so
Right.
she didn't quite say
Right.
no, but she didn't say yes either. But you were drunk too, so you weren't paying attention to all those cues. So we don't. It's a weird space.
Olivia
Not-
Benson would say it's rape. SVU.
But that's in 2017.
No, I know.
That's my point.
Because honestly, and even when you go back to watch that show, to see the cases that they've grown, like had to like really start
How
looking
it's
at,
changed,
and, yeah,
yeah.
because it's just that is crazy. That
It's
is
crazy.
so true.
All
That
right,
is
well,
not a defense of Bill Cosby in any way, shape, or form.
I don't
because
take it that way.
definitely
I
think
don't take
he
that
did
way.
some shady shit to some chicks to get some sex, and I think it's disgusting. I just want to make that clear.
Yes.
No, they got escort services for that. Like,
That, like, why
Plenty.
you just said buy some
Just-
hoes? Like,
yeah,
word
yeah, buy
is
some- yeah, I was
drunken.
and they would
just
never have
about
told
to
on
say
you.
that.
They would have
kept
said
that
No,
shit.
because they're gonna keep them checks.
Yeah.
Hoes have been around since the beginning of time. They got a whole show about it on Hulu. There are
You said- wait, what's
hoes.
it called?
show.
The harlot.
Oh, the harlot.
Because hoes have been around forever. They say it's the oldest profession for
Oh,
women.
absolutely. You can watch Game of Thrones. They got hoes in
That's
Game
why
of
you
Thrones.
upset. That's why we
why we had
mad.
syphilis.
That's why we like
Right.
Bill. What the were you doing?
Well, Bill's a different
let us
subject
down,
because
Bill.
He's psychological crazy.
And Bill
but
did it also. Well, let me stop because it doesn't justify whether you.
He
what
has
you
not
felt.
been convicted,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
is all
We don't know if it's
alleged.
happening. if
All
it
right.
happened.
But,
What
Bill-
happened? Speaking of Bill.
But go
Bill-
Camille
Bill, good
for
luck.
not. I think Camille.
Listen,
Actually, I can't even do that.
But
I'ma
silence,
stop. I
silence,
can't
is,
do that.
silence is power, though. Silence is power. Camille,
I
real
can't do
quiet.
it though
Silence
because
is
she's been
power.
silent for like 40 years,
But-
and she probably knew what was going on.
And that's not power. Those
It's
40
not power.
years.
No, that's not power. No, that's
Yeah.
not. Well, good luck. We'll see. We'll
see what happens.
We'll see what happens. It's going to
Yeah.
be very interesting. All right. Well, we're going to move on to our EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
All the bills in trouble.
I was going to say, another Bill's in trouble. I don't want to be Bill this week. So Bill Maher, Real Time with Bill Maher, that's on HBO. Courtney's already given her side-eye face right there. Bill is known for being outspoken and controversial on his show, but this week people are saying he took it way too far.
Took the
too
fucking cake.
far. So apparently what happened is, well, this is what happened. He said the N-word, right? So
Very casual.
the slur came as Senator Ben Sasse, representative from Nebraska, invited Maher to come work in the fields, and in which Maher responded, I'm sorry, every time I say this.
Sarah's like, I can't say the word.
I can't. Yeah, it's really hard for me to say it. I told you we ain't
He
saying
said,
the word no
I ain't
more.
no field. I'm
said-
a house nigga.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he
But
said.
he didn't even say it like that. He said it so comfortable. Like,
He said
"Well,
it
yeah,
comfortable.
son."
He said,
like he was Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah, he
from
did.
Joking,
Django.
I'm a house nigga.
He did. Well, people were not happy about that, and people have been social media went crazy.
Yeah,
people
they
have been saying that they were canceling as guests on the show. Bill has issued an apology, but then now former girlfriends are coming out and be like, "Hey, I've been with black girlfriends, by the way, because that's mostly what he dates, from what I understand." So former black girlfriends are coming out and saying, "Oh, I mean, this is just a casual word for him. This ain't the first time he said the word. He says it. He said it around the house. He might have said it during sex, but so." I'm just saying. So Bill,
I mean, the way he
casually said it, he said it like it was nothing. He said it
Like
like,
it was
yeah,
scripted
today
for the show.
is
So here's my
Thursday.
question. So y'all mad? Sorry, I'm like leaning back now, because everybody's like super mad about this, and I'm not mad at all. I
Why are
actually
you not
almost
mad?
don't care. Well, number one, he was referring to himself, and if you want to call yourself a house nigga, then that's on your world. Like, do I think the word is great? Absolutely not. But if that's what you want to call yourself, knowing what that means, then that's on you. Number one. Number two, of all the shit we need to be worried about and concerned about and upset about and tweeting
True.
about and getting
True.
fired and
True.
trying to change people, like that is probably the least
That's the
of the
least.
things that
Okay.
I would. If he had been on set with 3 other black folks talking about black wealth in this country and the disintegration of it in the last 8 years and said, well, you a house nigga because you ain't did it, that's a different situation to me. Like, that means something else.
Right.
So I just feel like we're like, oh my God, like I gives no shits at all, because this is not new for him.
No, it's not.
He has
Clearly.
not newly said offensive shit about black people on his show. And this time, he wasn't even referring to a black person or talking about black people. He was
Right.
referring to himself.
Right.
So I just don't understand like why we tripping
No, I'll
about
give you
all
that.
the shit that we.
And
be
here's the
tripping
thing:
about.
I actually like Bill Maher. Like, I think that
Yeah.
Bill Maher. I think that if it's somebody black, white, whatever, he's gonna have an opinion about it. And if it's controversial, he'll still have his opinion about it. He's not gonna change. But my problem is with the word. It's back to what I say to you, and I've said to you before. I don't think the word should be used at all. I don't
I just
think
think
that
the
he should be
joke wasn't
referring-
funny. Like,
yeah, it just wasn't
you
funny
know you're
to me.
not. How many years have you not used that word on national
And in the
television?
culture,
And,
the
like,
social
just how
environment culture we're in
clearly
right now,
quick it
to just even joke about it as a white man who did it, that's what offended me. It's not that yes, he referred to himself as the N-word. Sure, fine. But at the end of the day, I just think where we're at right now, that's not even a funny joke. It's just not funny to me.
It isn't. I mean, it wasn't funny.
It's not funny when it was supposed to be funny years ago, when he's made jokes and used inappropriate terminology or said inappropriate things. But like, we're still letting him, and he has been in one of the top TV
I mean, I don't watch
people,
him.
whatever. I've watched him. I think he's actually really intelligent, but I think he's also
He's really smart.
A
So do you
dick.
think this was like a little plan too?
no. I think it's who he is. I
What do
think
you
it's
mean?
what he does.
You think that he just?
I don't think it's.
Meaning
I'm
you think
just
he's
like
racist,
with all
or you
his.
think
I
that
don't
he-
think it's
I don't think he's
racist just
racist.
for using the word at all. Like, I think it's insensitive, and I think it's stupid, and I think it's like, come on, dude, really? Like, that's the best you could come up with? But at the same time, he's not directing it in a derogatory way towards black people. So the racism element is a little like, okay, so you calling yourself a nigga? Like, if
He's
you're
too
fine
good
with
to-
that,
he's too good to be in the field.
That's unfortunate.
Nigger, not nigger.
Whatever. The word period.
Well, people say there's a difference.
Well,
which
no,
there
I
isn't
think
to me.
he. I mean, whatever. I can't. Okay, I can't.
It regard
It
like
just makes me now. My skin is starting to crawl.
It's,
know,
but it's
that's
one
what
of those
I'm saying.
things.
It's
It's
just-
just like
it's a fine line.
Yes, but like we're literally outraged to the point like, let's get him fired. Okay.
Well, I think it's more because the Kathy Griffin. I think it's like there's a lot going on with like. I think a lot of right is getting upset with Hollywood, and I think, and then now left is starting. Like, I just think it's like political shit in Hollywood. I think is just starting to inflame. And then of course, when someone drops a word like when a white man drops a word like this, it's 2017. Of course, it's gonna catch flames. A fucking dumping a bucket of water on people's heads caught fucking flames. Like, it's just it's that's why I questioned if like, do we think that maybe I don't know him enough to know what he be out here saying and stuff like that. I just saw the clip and I was like, I didn't take it as him like he's a racist person.
No, I
I
don't
just
take it
took it
like
as
that.
he probably hangs out with a lot of black people, and to in the quietness of your house with your friends, and you make that joke, but like to this old white man,
Yeah.
had
But if you think about it too, like I feel like for me at least, Bill Maher seems like he thinks he's like the evolved white person that like
does, sure.
knows, and like I'm like using this because I get it.
Yeah.
That's how. He
And
definitely
there's
tried to
and
say
it not
but-
that I'm trying to, which is why it wasn't in reference to a black person, but he thinks that at this point, like I can use because I know what I'm doing,
Right.
like, and I get it. I would not say it necessarily directed towards a black person, but like it's a joke, and so he has a certain level of gravitas and like ego about it that he thinks he
Which
is
makes it
culturally
ignorant.
aware enough that he can say what he wants, and he does, because that's how he operates in general
Sure,
with his
that's-
show. Like
yeah.
I say what I want and I think what I do. And in terms of the lane of media and what we do, there is a lane for that of acceptance that we're supposed to allow. So the idea that we're like fire him off of the network, blah,
Well, I
blah,
don't think
blah,
well,
it
people
has.
are petitioning for that, but I don't think he should be fired off the network. That's
Because
not
Chance the
that's not-
Rapper was like, fire him off the
I
HBO
don't
right
think-
now. Like,
And HBO really hasn't said too much.
stop
about it.
watching his show.
Yeah, stop watching the show,
Stop giving him ratings if you don't think he deserves them based on what he did. Of all the things that he's done, I'm thinking that's probably the least of the ones we should be like,
yeah.
oh, let's stop watching his show. But I do think he does offer another level of intellectual conversation that I personally think deserves to be on television. So I'm not willing to boycott it based on that.
Right. It just offended me because of the fact of just just where we're at culturally right now. I just didn't think it was funny. Do I think that his show should be canceled? No. I mean, at the end of the day, you're right. He's not calling anyone the N-word. He was referring to himself, but it's still at the end of the day, I don't even want to hear that word right
He
now.
thinks he's above it.
I don't
It'll
want
be
to hear that word.
ratings.
And
will
that,
be-
I think
I'm
that's what
interested to see
bothers me the
ratings
most.
he's above
You think
it.
that you're above, like you think that you can say whatever you want, and this
It's not
affects
just
people.
about saying whatever you want. It's literally about.
You don't
there's
think that
all-
he doesn't think he
no,
can say whatever
No,
he
I
wants?
do think that, but I personally think, from a race perspective, there are white folks that I love and appreciate and thank God for that really believe that they have enough of an understanding and they're like in the culture and they're like they're
Sure.
beyond white privilege because they get that,
Right.
so that they can like toss things around and feel comfortable doing and saying certain things that they just have decided for themselves. They've given themselves the pass. Like, well, I get it. So like I can like joke about this, or I can use this in
I have a
my
friend like that,
regular
and I
lexicon.
tell him all the time, that's not the case.
But that's the point to me. Like that's what's lost, is that like you think you're in that lane don't really exist, because there's enough people that are hurt or offended by it that you have not actually intellectualize what you are really saying,
Right.
in all honesty. But you think you have, because you're an intelligent, brilliant person, and you think like, okay, I get it, I'm above it. Like, I was referring to myself, it's no big deal. It is a big deal, and there's a reason it's a big deal. But you're not willing to look at that because you've dismissed it because you're elitist in a certain way. So for me, that's the real issue,
Yeah.
is when people think that like you've evolved so far beyond. There's never point, and I know white folks, y'all.
You're crazy.
She does.
She do know some white folks.
I know the white folks, but I can't speak. Like, I don't know what, like, the thing would be. Like, but anytime I'm in a racial conversation with another white person, I'm never trying to assume that I get it all.
Right.
And I feel like he sat himself in a position of, I get it all. That's why I can freely just throw this shit around like it's
Sure.
funny and it's cute and I can play with it, because in reality, I really get it because I'm smart.
Right.
And I don't think that's fair, and I think that's shitty. Sorry, I'm talking too much.
You're not.
You just said it all
You said
right
it all.
there.
You said what we feel, and we feel what you say. So,
I'm just interested to see what his ratings will do from here.
He's
and
gonna
then
be fine.
oh, he'll be fine.
Because of the people
be
that are
fine.
I mean,
watching
yeah, that's
him.
He'll be fine. Yeah, he'll be fine.
Because the people that hate Bill Maher hate Bill Maher.
Well, listen, there's been people. Ice Cube. Did he?
Oh,
already
they
go
doing
on?
a show?
Yeah,
Isn't it Monday?
It's Monday.
I think
Yeah,
it's
Ice
Monday.
Cube.
I
Because
think Ice Cube, they
some of
had
the
two
people
other
had scheduled
people.
out, and Ice Cube came on and said he wanted to talk to Bill about it. So,
Which was really, there's a great article, sorry, like
That's okay.
on, shoot, I don't know if it was on The Root or whatever, but like they were breaking down, like, is Ice Cube really about to go on and talk about the N-word? And they like did this whole evaluation of
when
his
your name-
album
oh,
and
yeah.
like.
well, your group,
his-
your fame is based off of the word. The word.
But like it was, God, I wish
But
I
that
I know
could
what
be
you're
an
talking about.
interesting
I saw-
conversation.
No,
Yeah, no.
don't
I'm
play
tuning
it.
in.
I'm going to
I'm
watch.
tuning in.
Like
It's
I
Ice
will,
Cube on Bill
I will
Maher. I'm
find the
tuning in.
clips.
Like, let
I'm
him
tuning
explain
in.
why it was NWA. Like, that'll
I'm
just
tuning
be
in.
interesting.
But see,
I'm tuning in.
whatever.
No,
This
I
is
mean-
another long conversation.
Yeah,
that
we'll
will, like,
go into-
go
We'll do
on
a side
forever.
We'll do a
segment.
side segment on that. You guys, let us know your comments when you give us all the comments on YouTube and tweet us. Like we keep telling you that. You guys are great with telling us the comments on YouTube. All right, so the last story of the day. This is one of my favorite stories. Move over, Beyonce, because now we have Thunder Thighs. Let's play this clip there right now.
Terry
Did
will
not
pick this
reference
story.
Beyonce. I was like, they did not reference Beyonce.
No, I said move over Beyonce. Now we have Thunder Thighs.
Chub rub, the day is just heating up. So what? These boy shorts are inching up. Thick thigh sundress, I'm looking good. Thick thigh sundress, I'm looking good. Big butt, these pants are tight enough. I cut one of them to cover my gut. Mom jeans all day, why you mad though? Mom jeans all day, why you mad? Thigh
white girl.
high,
I love it, I
pulling
love
on
it.
a downslide. Cause my thighs are thick and wide. Thick thighs, they defy these tights, man. Thick thighs, they defy these tights.
So funny.
Oh my, got them thunder thighs. Boom, clack, they smack when I stride.
I would have wanted to be part of this video.
All right, that's a little piece
like
of the
a
video.
fun-
You can check out the entire video on YouTube or Vimeo, wherever you watch videos. I love this when I saw it. So the video is right in time for summer. You know, we all are
Yes,
talking
it
about our
is.
summer bods and getting our six
Yes.
packs and doing our thing, trying to be sexy. Well, you know what? This is a video that I appreciate because it's talking about women who just embrace the size that they are. And why are you looking like that, Courtney?
No, I embrace it fully because I am a recovering thigh hater because I've had thunder thighs my entire life.
You're a thigh hater. That should be a t-shirt.
No, I was a thigh hater for like literally. I think I've told the story before. 7 years old in JCPenney, Mama couldn't find shorts that had holes big enough for my thighs. Like I've been a thigh person my whole life. Because everybody's like, when Sir Mix-a-Lot came out with the butts, everybody was fine with the butts. I'm like, it's not my butt. Like my butt's okay, but like my thighs are really big all the time. And it's crazy because as a woman, like you, especially when you first start to get like attention from guys and like being uncomfortable.
We like thighs.
But I was like 11 getting attention about my thighs. So like I've
you
had
had
a
them womanly
complex.
thighs.
Because I've had a complex about my thighs since I was in middle school. And like I just started wearing shorts for the first time like last year in my entire life.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you got compliments from men, why did you have a complex?
It's
At
because
11 years
at 11, when you're
Oh,
being
okay.
sexualized for your thighs, you're like, what?
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't hear
You're
the 11
like, I was
part.
one of them dudes
No,
at
no,
the
no.
mall.
No. I heard you say. I didn't hear you say 11. Y'all make me sound like the dirty friend. Okay, wait. So the video. Wait, let me just throw this in there because we got to wrap up soon. The video was created by song artist Miss Eves. It takes place in Bed-Stuy neighborhood of Brooklyn, which we saw. It features women of all shapes, sizes, ethnicities. That's what we saw, and you know,
ages.
And
ages.
yes.
And they're all popping. They're all doing their thing, and it's really
Yes.
to promote women loving their bodies, and I
we
appreciate
that because the women loving their thighs has been like, let's all get a thigh gap, like the Beyonce picture that was edited with her thighs in a bikini, and
Absolutely.
like we ain't got no thigh gap up in here, ain't no thigh gaps.
Well, this is what she
So-
said about writing the song. She said, Miss Eve said, I wrote this song as an ode to my own thick thighs, and the video is also on an evolution of that, she said. I wanted to take a word, thunder thighs, that is actually used to talk about bodies disgracefully and
Yes.
reclaim it. And I was like, all right. I
Because
was
we've
like,
been
all right,
called
Miss
thunder thighs many a time.
Like, I'm sorry, but there ain't nothing hot about a gap.
Well, apparently there is for straight men because they be like, hey.
That's because they probably got a small dick.
Oh, we ain't talking about that though.
I did.
Well, I ain't got no thigh gap, so I praise the Lord for anybody that wants to do a song to celebrate what I have been experiencing my entire life. And so, like, whatever. So, as a woman, we be like, yes, somebody gets it.
This video went viral. People are loving it. It went crazy.
It's summertime. It's
summertime.
hot.
Keep
Your
it sexy.
shit claps together. Shit happens.
Listen, this is what
It's
I say.
okay.
Whatever size you are, as long as you own it, that's it. You know, it's all
It
about
is
attitude.
what it is. It is what
You
it
can
is.
be big, you can be small. Whatever, just own it.
Whatever
or medium.
works. Does it work both ways? You can be bigger. You can be. That's another conversation. We're gonna move on.
What? No, yeah, 'cause we gotta go. I was like, what? All right, we gotta go. All right, on that note.
There, then catch up. He was like, wait.
I kind of like 2
what?
seconds later, I was like, wait, we talking about, oh, that's what we talking about. All right, on that note, Courtney,
On
where can
that
fans
note,
find you?
Fans can find me all over social media at Stuart Starlet.
Jesse.
Boom. Everywhere DJ Jesse J.
At Daryl Christian on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in. And let us know, seriously, let us know in the comments. So we had a lot of different topics
Please
today that we
do.
want to hear what you guys have to say.
I know.
Comment on YouTube, tweet us, let us know,
We
whatever.
love your comments.
Comment on our stories, whatever it may be. Or just hit us up.
Let us
DM
know
us.
what's
Let us
up.
know. We'll see you next week.
Daryl trying to get DMs. Okay.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.